Good morning, children. Now we are going to start with chapter 2, Nutrition in Animals. In previous video, we have already seen what is nutrition. We have discussed what's the definition of nutrition. We have also discussed what are the stages of nutrition. You already know that in case ingestion is the process by which an organism takes in food. Ingestion is the first step of nutrition. Ingestion is then followed by digestion. In previous video, you have seen that in case of amoeba, process of ingestion takes place by means of a false foot or styropodium. In case of hydra, ingestion takes place by means of tentacles. In case of butterfly, mosquitoes, they have a special tube called feeding tube through which food is ingested. In case of starfish, we have also seen that the food is ingested by means of a tube feed. Now, let us discuss what happens once the food which is ingested or taken inside the body, what happens to that food. Now, in your primary classes also, you have discussed, you know that after ingestion, the process of digestion takes place. So, what is this process of digestion? It's the process by which the food, which is complex in nature, is broken down into simpler molecule by means of enzymes. Now let us see what are these enzymes. Enzymes are the molecules which are found in the body of an organism. These enzymes are simply protein in nature. They are biocatalysts. What I mean by catalyst is that these enzymes, they bring about the life processes which are taking place inside a living organism, but they do not participate in those biochemical reactions which are taking place inside a living organism. So they just control the speed of the reaction. That is, they hasten up all the metabolic reactions which are taking place in an organism, and they remain unchanged. So once the food is taken inside the body, the food is now being broken down into simpler molecules with the help of these enzymes. Now, in lower organisms, or you can say that in unicellular organism like in amoeba, you already know that an amoeba is a unicellular organism where all the life processes are performed by a single cell. There, the process of digestion also takes place inside the cell cytoplasm. That is, the type of digestion is intracellular. What is this intracellular? Intra stands for within, and cellular means the cell. So here the process of digestion takes place inside the cell itself. Same in case of hydrogen. In case of hydra, the food is digested inside the body cavity, in the cytoplasm present inside the body cavity. In case of higher organisms, special organs are there for the process of digestion, since higher organisms are multicellular in nature. Now, the question arises that once the food is digested, what happened to the digested food? Digestion is then followed by the next step, what is that? Absorption. Digested food is now absorbed by the walls of the intestine in case of higher organism, or by the body wall in case of other living organisms, especially in case of unicellular organism like amoeba, or in case of hydra. So this process by which the digested food is absorbed, it is called absorption. Now once the digested food is absorbed, what happened to the digested food? Now the food which is digested is now being used up by the body. How the body is going to use that food? The body will be using that food in building up the muscles, or in growth, or in increase in size. So that process by which the food is incorporated in living cell, that process is called assimilation. Again, in case of amoeba, this takes place inside the cell itself, in the cytoplasm of the cell, and as a result of which amoeba grows inside. Now coming to in case of higher organisms, like human beings, once the food is absorbed, it is then come into the circulatory by the wall of the intestine. When the food is absorbed, it then come into the circulatory system. From there, it is distributed to each and every part of the body where it can be absorbed by the body. Now come to the last stage, that once the food is digested, what happens to the material which is not required by the body? Now the material which is not required by the body should be thrown out of the body. Otherwise, it can be toxic to the body. So the last stage where the undigested food is removed from the body, this process is called ejection. In case of higher organism, in case of human being and frog, this ejection takes place by means of anus, and the undigested food it is discarded in the form of feces. In case of amoeba, it is discharged out of the body by means of food vacuum. In case of hydra, which is a multicellular organism, in case of hydra, the undigested food is also removed out through the body cavity. That means the same body cavity act as a mouth and as well for intake of the food, and the same body cavity act for the ejection of the food. So let us quickly recap. When we talk about nutrition, the process of obtaining or taking and utilizing food, that is called nutrition. It has got 5 steps: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and ejection. In case of ingestion, the taking in of food is called ingestion. Digestion, the breakdown of food into simple material is called digestion. Absorption, the digested food is then absorbed by the wall of the intestine. For then come to the assimilation. Once that food, digested food is absorbed, how it is used up by the body, that is what is called assimilation. Then come to the last stage, that is ejection. Once the assimilation has taken place, the waste material which are no longer required by the body has to be thrown out of the body. That process by which it is thrown out, it is called ejection. So I hope children, the stages of nutrition must be clear to you. Now you are going to observe a PPT. Do watch the PPT very carefully so that all the stages of nutrition will be clear to you. Thank you, children.
Good morning, children. So today we are going to start nutrition in animals. In today's video, we are going to cover nutrition. What is the definition of nutrition? What are the stages of nutrition? The stages of nutrition are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, ejection. Now, what is nutrition? Nutrition is the process by which organisms consume and utilize food. Nutrition is the process of taking food and utilizing it. Nutrition provides a balanced diet and supports the life processes of the animal. Nutrition has a direct correlation between body weight or the weight of grain, and also known as feed efficiency. Nutrition are of two types: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition occurs only in green plants. Heterotrophic nutrition occurs in non-green plants and animals. In autotrophic nutrition, carbon dioxide and water are needed for the synthesis of food. In heterotrophic nutrition, organisms derive their food from green plant, that is autotroph, directly or indirectly. In case of autotroph, chlorophyll and sunlight are essential for synthesis of food. In case of heterotrophic nutrition, chlorophyll is absent, sunlight is not needed. Animal nutrition includes following: nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food, and how it is being utilized in the body. Now, let us discuss what are the steps of nutrition. First, let us discuss what is Holozoic nutrition. Holo means whole, zoic means animals. So, Holozoic nutrition means feeding on solid food. Holozoic nutrition is a nutrition in which an organism takes the complex organic food materials into its body by the process of ingestion, which is subsequently digested and absorbed. Steps of Holozoic nutrition are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and ejection. Now, types of animal taking Holozoic nutrition. There are three groups of animals: herbivores that feed on plants only. We have examples like cow, buffalo, giraffe, camel, etc. Carnivores, which feed on animals only, lion, tiger, etc. Omnivores, which feed on both plants and animals, human being, crow, bear, etc. Now, coming to the first step, ingestion. What is this ingestion? It's the process of taking food into the body. Now, different organisms have different ways of feeding. Coming to the snail, here the mode of feeding is chewing. The food it feeds upon is grass. In case of an ant, which is an insect, the mode of feeding is called scraping. In case of eagle, which is a flesh-eating bird, the mode of feeding is swallowing. In case of hummingbird, which is a bird, it sucks nectar from flower. Mode of feeding is called sucking. In case of lice, the food is blood. Mode of feeding is sucking. Mosquito, which feeds on blood, the mode of feeding is sucking only. Butterfly, sucking nectar from flower. Mode of feeding is sucking, and the tube is called feeding tube. Housefly feed on decaying matter. The mode of feeding is called brewing. Coming to the next step, digestion. Digestion refers to the breakdown of indigested food into simpler forms. In case of higher organisms like human beings, there are special organs which perform the function of digestion. These include teeth, stomach, small intestine, and also secretion from various glands. All the organs like teeth, stomach, small intestine together constitute the organs of digestive system. Coming to digestive enzymes, these enzymes are the biomolecule which act as catalyst for present in the body of an organism, or rather you can say they are secreted, released into the bloodstream by the organs of the digestive system. These enzymes include proteases, nucleases. Proteases means those enzymes which digest protein. Nucleases means those which digest nucleic acid. Now, enzymes of digestive system, or the enzymes which are responsible for the process of digestion, basically are amylase, that is the salivary amylase found in the saliva and produced in the mouth. Let us discuss the third steps of digestion. What is the third step? Absorption. What is absorption? It is the process by which digested food passes through the blood vessels in the wall of intestine. The inner wall of small intestine has many finger-like projections called villi. These finger-like projections increase the surface area for absorption of food. Or in short, we can say that digestion or absorption is the passage of digested food into the blood and lymph. Now coming to assimilation. It is the process where digested food which is already absorbed by the walls of intestine are carried to different organs of the body through blood vessel so as to build complex substances such as protein which is required by our body. The energy that is required by our body is obtained by breaking down of glucose in the cells by the action of oxygen. So from circulatory system, the digested food is then used up by the body, and that step is called assimilation. Coming to the last step of nutrition, it is ejection. What is ejection? Is the act or process of elimination of undigested food out of the body. Food is taken into the body through the mouth, whereas undigested food is eliminated out of the body through anus in case of human being, and the undigested food is released in the form of feces. When we come to the word meaning, to eject means to discharge undigested material or food. So I hope children now the steps of digestion are clear to you.